Technology is amazing these days. Yeah, Ramuji, go ahead.
Talking of toolkit, you said in foreign countries they wear the apron and everything is in the apron. But whereas in India, especially in Coimbatore and all, they don't come with any tools. When you call them, they come, sir, you have that screwdriver, you have this tape, you have this cutting plier. They never come with anything. And they will say, come and again and go. Whereas I saw an amazing, when I was in the academy, I saw an amazing vertical development. The Ford Foundation or somebody, they came in 1,000 volunteers came and they constructed 100 houses in 2 days flat and handed over the keys and went. That's an amazing system of work. Previously they had set up the ground and assembled all the materials in that place. And they landed, 1,000 people came from different countries, all top-notch engineers and CEOs, CFOs and all. They do this kind of things in 4 or 5 places in one vacation. And they came to Malawi and did this in 2 days flat. They did this 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, they started the work. By next day, 5 o'clock, they finished everything, what you call construction, physical construction, and tiling, plastering, and that roofing, electrical, plumbing, everything they did in 2 days and walked up handing over the keys to 100 beneficiaries with the certificate by the beneficiaries. And whereas we start, when the carpenter comes, one day full, he will use the choose and the other thing to own all these things. We never progress in work. It's the work culture. Whereas in Bombay, when you call a electrician or a plumber, they come with all the tools. Even in the middle of the night, you call, they will come and do. Here you have to wait for 3 days, 4 days. No work culture in Kerala or Kerala and Tamil Nadu and all. Kerala, there is no work at all. They want money without working.
1 minute, Guruji. I'm not able to.
We can hear you.
Yeah. So that vasana affects the karta, and the karma phalam impacts the bhokta, you said. That I mean, I got konjam purila. So that means karta, he is born with the vasanas, whatever he had acquired in the janmantare. So with the vasanas, he does karma. So that karma palam, the same karta becomes the bhokta and he enjoys it. That is what it means.
So we are saying that karma phalam is divided into two things. There are some portion of the karma phalam which manifest as preferences. Vasana is preferences, and preference. It since affects the karta. It doesn't seem. It seems innocuous. It doesn't seem because it's my choice to do what I want. It's my choice to buy only blue color shirt. All these things are there. It's all my choice. I make a choice to do something. It's also part of karma phalam. Karma phalam affects the bhokta. So there are experiences that we get without our choice, and so that is karma phalam. Vasana is just a portion of that which affects the karta. Like that we say.
But karma palam also, the man knows, no, if I do this, this is what I'm going to get. So that way he chooses the karma palam also, isn't it? By his own free will.
That is fine. That may happen, but a lot of things happen without our asking.
Okay.
Without our asking it. We'll get sick sometimes without. Why did I get sick? If somebody says there's no answer.
So in that, just now what you explained, so the Atma is the carpenter and the Sukshma Sariram is the tools.
Correct.
If you Upamana Upameya Arthatra, that is how it is.
That's how it is.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Guruji.
Or Atma, or here Jivatma we say. Jivatma.
Okay, Jiva.
Means Atma. So when you and I are talking, we are talking about Jivatma. Because Jivatma is the one who is able to know, who is able to process all this. That is the Jivatma. Jivatma only has to say yes. Yes, I am the carpenter. I should keep the tools away. I should use the tools and then keep them away. I don't get attached to the tools. Like that, who is the guy who says Jivatma says? Atma
I,
cannot
I,
say. Jivatma says.
I am not the tools. I am not the
Correct.
tools.
Correct. So you can say Atma, you can say Jivatma also. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Mahesh ji, go ahead.
Namaste. So, in the example you just now gave about your blue shirt or something, so vasana is something we have a choice, but comes out of our previous accumulation of karma phalam or whatever. Whereas the karma phalam can be unintended, can include or will include unintended consequences. Is that the way we define?
Define what?
I mean, what I mean in karma phalam means like there may be some expected, there could be unexpected or unintended consequences. So
Correct.
you
correct.
may seem to have some control over the karma phalam, which you don't have complete. Maybe to some extent, yes.
Yeah, very interesting thing is, whatever I expect out of what I do, okay, this is also karma phalam, obviously. But if I expect it, then I say I did it. If I got something I did not expect, then I say it is my karma. Very interesting. It is. Psychology is interesting. It's my karma. Hey, your karma, but past. Why? What about current? Did you think through all that? So anyway, past karma is also my created by me. This karma only. So anyway, it's all
They beat on, the old people beat on the head and say, my karma, they will say, karma, karma.
But the karma is like it's a way to explain it away.
Explain it away. No, listen. That is the truth. No,
That's
explain
how
it
you
away.
get a closure, right?
No, explain it. No, let's not say it. Explain it away. That is correct. It is the explanation. It is the explanation. Yeah, you
You
get
don't
closure.
have. That is a way to attain closure. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Without closure, we are finished.
Yeah,
We're finished. The human mind is finished.
because otherwise you'll be just thinking about it over and over.
Not possible. Yeah, karma is very
Thank
important.
you.
You know,
I was trying
somebody,
to.
once Swamiji made a statement. Some Western people try to portray this karma as negative. And they say, karma makes you fatalistic. Karma makes a person fatalistic. Means it's my fate. I keep saying so. I don't act at all. I don't do what is supposed to be done. That problem also is there. So they say karma makes you fatalistic. And Swami said, no, karma makes me sane. Karma makes me responsible. No, it's not fatalistic. It makes me, because it's all my own karma, I have to take ownership to all these things. It makes me responsible. So, very interesting ideas these are.
Because
And yeah, tell me one.
no, I'm saying I was thinking like when you say karta and bhokta, but I thought karta is the bhokta, right? I mean, if you do something, for you to enjoy. Maybe somebody else also may enjoy, but you are also the
Yeah,
bhokta.
correct. So we are just separating out the buddhi from the manasi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was
Is
thinking.
the solve. Finally, it's the same.
Yeah. Thank you.
And one more thing came to my mind just now as we were talking. Hmm. Yeah. So, vasana, when we say it affects the karta, it is the karta's tendency to do the same thing again and again is vasana. Okay. Tendency to ask for the same thing, like the same thing, etc. Vasana. And we say free will, karta, right? Karta means free will is involved. So, the person does something. Obviously, having decided to do something, the person takes coffee or whatever. But there, when I am going after coffee, the question is how much kartrutvam is really there when I go after the things I'm addicted to. Suppose I ask the question. Then I will say, yeah, kartrutvam is there, but it is highly, what shall I say? I'm now a victim of coffee or tea or this, whatever it is. So there is a sense of helplessness.
No,
Helplessly, I go after it. So that also.
Kartrutvam is there, but the coffee's avarana shakti is so it
That is why
disables your Kartrutvam.
correct. Disables the curse. That is why dealing with alcoholics is such a problem. Because he thinks he is a karta. huh? And we are saying kartritvam is disabled. You have a disabled karta.
Yeah, that is
Tough,
what
tough,
addiction is, right?
tough call.
Generally, another question is, I mean, I thought you were, I mean, I remember you said you will find out how this 108 slokas were shortlisted for this, from this Vivekachoodamani. Did you get an answer?
Yeah, I did. I asked Swami that question. And he said, yeah. So once Swamiji was going to conduct a camp somewhere, Rishikesh or this Anagati. And by then, Paramarthanandaji was also already a sannyasi. And Swamiji called him and said, can you compress this? And then I think Swamiji got back. Then came the 108. That's what he said.
I'm sorry, I lost, I mean, I didn't hear. What did you say?
So I'm saying that Puja Swamiji asked Paramarthanandaji to compress it. Because Swamiji
Oh, compress it. Okay.
wanted to teach this in a camp.
But
And so,
still, what is the,
What?
I mean, how did they select? I'm asking.
On
no,
what basis?
I
Okay.
didn't get into all the details. I didn't
Oh,
get all the what basis we know. We already been looking at the shlokas. Now you have an idea. So when we teach, we follow certain technique to teach. We follow certain rhythm, and so based on that, if you look at all the texts, you will find that Vivekachoodamani has a lot of shlokas which elaborates on the idea. Sukshma Shariram also many other shlokas are there. And next shloka, yeah. So this ends should, and other shlokas are there in between.
Like a Bhashyam.
but in the
Normal
case of
Shloka explained.
in our normal teaching, normal whatever learning rather, um, this Viveka Chudamani comes early on, right? Because it seems to be I mean, like a foundational course,
Right.
like maybe after Tattva Bodha or something before we get on to Upanishads and things. So I thought from that perspective, we should go through every sloka.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. So, so
But
even
we are going a little bit backward. So we have some knowledge of whatever probably we skipped. Now, the other day, some 20-25 slokas we went through in one class.
yeah.
But those things were kind of, it was not, it was kind of known in the sense, whatever that was stated there was easy to understand, except maybe one or two slokas.
That is exactly the reason. You just gave the answer for the logic, rational,
Yeah, but
compression.
so, I mean, probably this evolved over a time, or is it just, I don't know.
I don't know. It did not evolve over time. That's what I said. Swamiji asked, Puja Swamiji asked Paramarthanandaji to compress it for a camp that is upcoming. And so Swamiji had to look at it and do it. He didn't have a lot of time to do it. This is my reading. He didn't say all these things.
But I don't know whether people who have not had any other exposure or some background like we had, if you compress like 108, will they understand? I don't know.
No, I mean, we should ask the people who are new to this and if they are not understanding. See, the idea is it depends on
I
the
mean,
teacher.
they could have read, they could have got exposure elsewhere also.
No,
Right?
it all depends on the teacher, Maheshji.
Mhm.
I'm explaining a lot more than what is there in the shloka sometimes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
based on
Agree.
who's there in the audience. So it is all that also. And you already answered the question. A lot of shlokas were very simple to understand, except for one or two in that 25. So those are the reasons. Those are the reasons. Now, having said this, Paramarthanandaji himself taught the entire 580 shlokas.
Mm-hmm.
Another time. Yeah, he taught it.
Yeah.
So therefore, we cannot put a categorical rule that we should only teach 108 and all. That's not there.
No,
We
no,
can
no.
correct.
Ramuji has translated, so we have a copy of that. The
Ah.
entire, all of them. So,
So therefore,
108
I'm
was
trying.
108. The full 585 slokas were the first one.
yeah.
During the COVID only, he taught that 108.
And before COVID, the Puja Swamiji had taught 108 and it had come out as a book and all that. So what bottom line is this? 580 shlokas is a big text. Nothing wrong with it. And on top of that, there are many shlokas, like you said in between, which are many examples, keeps on giving example
Right.
after example. So that it can be skipped. And that's why what I'm doing now is periodically when I see something interesting, I tell myself, wouldn't be nice to expose all of you to the shlokas like that I'm doing. I think we are not losing out at all from this process.
Even now, today, if you look at it, because we jump from 100 to 102 or something. So 101, if you talk about, he talks a little more about Sushma Shakti.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. So
We'll do that. I'll make sure I'll read things and any important points that are there, I'll bring it out either through the shloka or otherwise.
yeah.
And for me, it's a lot of work because I'm looking at the Sridhar Bhashyam and sometimes I don't understand the Bhashyam. I have to ask all Swamiji up and ask him what is this word meaning and everything I'm sleeping only at 12 o'clock. These class days and all, Shivaratri for me. I don't know if how many of you realize all this. Even though I love all this, I know all these things. But if I don't understand a word, I can't open my mouth. My conscience won't allow me. And so I have to figure it out. Otherwise, I'm acting here. I don't want to act. And so, these days before class, if I don't prepare well in advance, I will put myself in a hole sometimes. It's good. It makes me. Thanks to all of you. It gives me a chance to work.
Guruji, one thing I just want to ask Guruji.
Tell me, Lakshmi.
When we are talking about the vasanas, we were mentioning about love for coffee and tea and things like that. Now, do these vasanas also apply to our human emotions? Do we go through the emotions also because of vasanas? Like some people may be experiencing more anger or more depression and things like that. So are these also related to vasanas or do we acquire them or how do we explain?
Depression is an experience. Nobody wants to be depressed. See, difference between having coffee and depression. Look at I want to have coffee, but I don't want to be depressed. So depression is coming despite who I am, despite my best interests, despite my best pursuits. I get sad. I get depressed. Correct. Therefore, we don't have to put it in the category of vasana. And depression is a very, it's a significant thing in a person's life. So we will attribute it to karma phalam. Yeah, that's the way I will look at it. And then even addictions. Initially vasana, But the vasana, if it, like alcohol, it can become damaging to one's life.
Yes.
Nobody wants their life to be damaged. Nobody wants their family to break apart. Okay, but still, it starts with the vasana only, no? Vasana, some vasana is there, and then then what makes me go after it constantly? Then I become a victim. Finally, I ruin my entire family. Means what? Then now we have to bring in karma phalam here.
Okay.
It has been karma phalam because no human being wants to have their family break apart. No, no human being wants that. It is happening despite that person. So we have to attribute karma phalam. This is just a slight technical thing, difference between vasana and karma phalam. We should not just stretch it too much.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
In this
Yeah,
vasana, there is a beautiful example of the gramophone records, which is etched on vinyl, and vasana follows, and further you act on it, it deepens the what you call track. This is what Swami Chinmayananda explains in the Chinmaya lesson course.
Oh, that is what they say. Kiral in the gramophone record.
Yeah, that's why it goes in the same track again. So
And then
gramophone records, they are a beautiful example in Chinmayananda quotes.
very good. Nice example. So as the needle keeps going on that plate, okay, the record, it continues to sharpen or make it deeper or something like that.
No, in the record it doesn't make, but in our mind it makes.
In the mind it makes. Okay.
In our mind, in our antakarana, in our vasanas, it deepens the vasanas. So then we cannot get out of the grooves.
So craving becomes clinging. Is that correct?
Huh?
The craving becomes clinging.
Yeah.
Is that conversion? Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. The word crave, it can be craving. That was also severe. It's the word crave also. It means a like becomes a craving. Maybe you can say that. A preference becomes a craving. Preference. Then it slowly becomes, it's not no longer a preference, it's a need. A want becomes a need, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then for me, the Vivekachoodamani was the first text after Swami Chinmayananda's camp. So where one, what do you call, brahmachari of that course, who took it in Churchgate, the full Vedanta treatise. Sorry, not Vedanta treatise, Vivekachoodamani. So that's why I got attached to Vivekachoodamani so much. But I couldn't complete that course because of some other commitment and all. But the initial 150 slokas were there. So after transcribing Bhagavad Gita, my next choice was to transcribe verbatim Swami Paramarthananda's Vivekachoodamani.
Very good. Very good.
That Swamiji is
And
still in Bombay. I don't remember exactly. At that time, Sukabodan, not Sukabodan, some other name. He's there in Bombay. I don't remember exactly his name. I don't get it right now. He's there in Bombay. He's outside, but also Chinmaya Mission group is still outside. He's doing that.
very good. Very good. Good. I mean, you have good memories of all these things.
That was in 1978 or 79.
So nice. Thanks for all the good work you're doing. We'll pause with that. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Dhanyawada.
Thank you.
Dhanyawada, Ajay Kumar.
Tomorrow we may not be able to have
Dhanyawada,
Kunda
Guruji.
Kaupam, because I'm traveling to Bangalore tonight. So I will see how it works tomorrow into that schedule, and so most likely we may not be able to have a class. I'll let
Yeah,
you know.
it's okay. You need to take care of whatever you need to take care.
Yeah, thank you.
But
Okay.
other thing, what was discussed, that university.
Correct. Azim Premji University.
Ah,
Azim Premji University invited Swami Parshavadya Gurukulam, Swami Siddharthanandaji, to come to a 2-day shall I say, conference on harmony, global harmony, etc. So then Swamiji asked me to go. So I won't go for 2 days, but I'll be there for 1 day.
When
Thursday,
is
tomorrow
that,
is Thursday.
Jagamal?
That's tomorrow and day after tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Where is it?
It is in this university called Azim Premji University, which is in the outskirts of Bangalore, southeast of
Oh,
Bangalore.
okay.
So closer to Hosur, I think, is what I've been told. So,
Hosur mean on the way to the Bangalore.
correct. So it's a long drive from the airport to this Azim Premji. They say it's
Yeah.
2.5 hours to 3 hours it will take.
No,
Just
but can you not get
Wipro
off at
University.
Hosur and go?
okay.
and if you can go by a drop taxi from here, it will be better.
No. I'm saying you get off at Hosur and go, no, because there is a retirement community. My cousin lives there called Vedanta. That is almost they call it Bangalore, but it's almost closer to Hosur. So when he goes back, say coming now, he has moved to Coimbatore, but when he goes, he gets off at Hosur and takes a cab or something to go.
Nechurji has got some establishment there, some ashram sort of thing in Hosur.
Okay.
Because he told me that if you go to Bangalore, not only it is you have to drive long, you have to go through that traffic which takes hours. So whereas from Hosur, apparently it is, I don't know about this university. Since you said closer to Hosur, I'm just.
If you take a taxi from Coimbatore to Hosur, it will take around